which channel that you use for your marketing is driving the best traffic to your website? And I'm talking about the best traffic, not the most traffic, because it's quite easy to see which drives the most traffic. You can just quickly customize a report. And this is something I do when we work with clients. We create customized reports for each channel that they do. But how do you measure that? How do you know that actually those people who visit are actually quality visitors? Well, firstly, you can look at a few specific metrics. And the metrics that I would always look at to see the quality of the traffic are average session time. And that's important because that's how long somebody actually spends on your website once they visit for one of those channels. Secondly, I would look at the engagement rate because that shows that people are actively engaging with your website. And thirdly, scrolled users, which again, self-explanatory, right? People who have scrolled on your site. Now you may be going, Amanda, you are missing a really important one here, which is key events. Used to be called conversion events. So how many key events are getting triggered from each of those? And of course, that is the number one most important thing. If people are actually converting into email subscribers or something else, that's an important one to measure too. But not everyone who visits from that click is going to convert. They might convert later on. They may visit from another channel later on. They may have visited from another channel to start with. So what I love about those other metrics is it actually shows that these people are interested. How do we add those to our reports? Well, I've already created a customized report here for LinkedIn traffic, but actually you could do this with any report. The first thing to do is to click the pencil at the top right hand side. And we're going into the metrics here. And this is where I can reorder or add the metrics that I think are the most important. So let's scroll down. We've already got average engagement time per session. So I'm going to move that way up because I'm interested in that. And I said engagement rate was important, so I'm going to move that up. And the other one was scrolled users, which I have got already. And I'm going to move that all the way up. And also key events, which used to be conversions, remember, just in case you're wondering what they are, and session key event rate. Now, if I want to, I can get rid of any of these by just clicking the X. So let's say get rid of events per session. And I can add a metric if I want to. So if you don't find scrolled users there, you can just type it into this box and you can choose a metric that you want to add. So if I click apply, and if I scroll down, I can see now that I've moved the order of my metrics and I've put the ones that I'm most interested in first. So here I can see my average engagement time per session is 32 seconds, 197 scroll users, 63.45 engagement rate, and also 173 key events, which we shouldn't overlook. And now all I need to do is save, and in this case I'm going to save the changes to the current report, but if this isn't a report you've customized already, you may want to create a new report for it. But that's not it. It's all very well that they're engaging with your site, that they're interested, that they're reading, but are they the right people? Now, Google doesn't give us a lot of information about people anymore because of, privacy concerns. So what can we see? We can see what country people are coming from. And I think for a lot of businesses, this is really important. I know the countries that I specifically target with my marketing. So I want to know, are those people visiting my website from those specific countries? And you can find that out by looking again, customizing a report, adding in a secondary dimension that will show you what country people visited from. And you can do that for each of the channels. How do I find out who, as in which country are the people coming from that are visiting my site from LinkedIn? And this really will tell me something about those visitors. Are they the right people? I'm in the same report. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to add a secondary dimension. So a dimension is something you describe with words, like in this case, a session source, which is LinkedIn. A metric is something you describe with numbers. I'm going to add in a secondary dimension by clicking this plus button. And I'm just going to start typing in country into that search box rather than going through all the options there. And we can see as I type it, it comes up. So let's select that. So great, now I can see a big long list of all the countries that people are visiting my website from LinkedIn. And initially it doesn't look good, does it? Because Austria isn't my list, Bulgaria, France, Guatemala, Hungary, Nigeria, all of these aren't countries that I am targeting. But that's okay, because when we look at it, actually it's only like two users, only a small amount of users from each of those countries. If I want to see which country is driving the most traffic from LinkedIn, I'm just going to go over this users bar and click this down arrow. And now it's ordering this report by the most users. So this is better news. This is better news for me because I can see the United States, which is part of my target market, the United Kingdom, Ireland, the United Kingdom, Canada. They are the top countries that fit into my target market. So good news, LinkedIn isn't just driving traffic. It's not just driving a high engagement rate or a large amount of scrolled users, but actually the people that are coming to my website from LinkedIn are from the right countries. And as long as my content is on point, that is about what I sell, they should be the right people from those countries that are visiting my site as well. And you can do that for each of the channels and then measure them up against each other. So for example, is LinkedIn might be driving more traffic, but is that traffic relevant? The channel previously known as Twitter /X might be driving a lot of traffic, but when you start looking at those other metrics, you'll notice that those people aren't staying on site at all. In fact, a lot of it, in my experience working with clients, turns out to be bot traffic.